What's up, everyone? I'm Jay, and today we'll be looking at Hamilton a little bit more. I just wanted to say that I think... Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm here to give a real Hamilton review. Now go on, shoo.
What? You can't just barge in here like that. Society has rules and... No, my platform! I just wanted to talk about movies! No!
Anyways, what's up everyone? I'm Jay, and today we're going to be looking at Hamilton. Yes, one of my favorite musicals of all time has finally been given a professional recording that we can watch from the comfort of almost anywhere. When I first heard that this was coming out, I was so excited. So Hamilton is a historical-based musical created by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which premiered on Broadway in New York City on January 20th of 2015. Hamilton is the story about the life of Alexander Hamilton, someone who lived from 1757 to 1804. It tells a bit about his upbringing, but it focuses more about what he did to get his name written into history. While Hamilton may be a historical figure, the music doesn't completely show the events of history in an accurate way. For example, not all dialogue or actions are completely the same as the past, but the big ideas and the concepts are historically accurate. There's a lot going on in Hamilton, but in the end, it's just his life story and what he does. Honestly, Hamilton was a really cool production to watch. It's simply just a professional recording of the original musical, which is pretty rare to find a professionally recorded musical that you could watch online. Coming from a musical lover's perspective, I found it really good and entertaining to watch just everyone move around and see how they act out every scene instead of just listening to someone sing the original songs on Spotify or something. It was visually hooking and it kept me on the edge of my seat most of the time, despite knowing what was going to happen. I give a 0.7 out of 1. Honestly, while I'm a fan of the whole musical, it takes me a lot to sit down and watch a 3-hour production by myself. I don't have the attention span for that. Though I will say, I would totally rewatch this with a friend or two just so we can jam out, dance to our favorite songs. I would give the rewatch value a 0.5 out of 1. While some people may complain that it's not completely historically accurate, I would say for the most part it is. Sure, not all the words and actions are the same, but the main events are, such as the war, Hamilton's affair, the political drama. It's all accurate. The writing itself was really good in my opinion as well. There's a reason why Lin-Manuel is so successful, and I think that's because of his writing, acting, and just skills altogether that make him a theater person. He puts together a story with a strong plot and gives it just a funny few quips here and there to keep people engaged. There's also a lot of visual representations going on during the production that have hidden meanings during the show. Are you able to spot them all? I would give this category 1 out of 1. Oh boy, do I have a love for these actors. They're so good. They make their characters so believable and they just give them this charm that really adds to the story. This is a live recording though, so we can't always expect the actors to get everything right. While you're in films, you can retake shots and scenes as many times as you need to get it right, but when you're live, it's a little harder. Personally, I think theater fails make things a little bit more humorous and human-like. There have been many times when the Hamilton cast has messed up in some way during live shows, and I think it would give them a funny memory to look back on in the future. The singing as well lives up to the hype. Everyone's voices are just so pretty and they somehow fit their characters so well. I don't even know how to explain it. I would give this category 1 out of 1. Since this is a live show, everything takes place on one set, which may seem a little weird, but it's constructed to fit pretty much any situation. There's even a floor that moves in certain things, whether it just be like a hollowed out circle or a full circle, or they move the lighting around in certain places that really just helps set the atmosphere and the scene a lot. I give this category a 0.7 out of 1. In total, my score is 7.8 out of 10 points or a 3.9 out of 5, whichever way you score. Personally, I really love the voices and how they produce this recording of the musical, especially since it's the original cast. It holds a special place in my heart. I also want to point out one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. It happened at the very end of the production during the song Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. It's Eliza and a few other characters singing about who tells Hamilton's story and who tells everyone's story. She wants people to know the story of Hamilton and the others who were part of his story. In the very last seconds of the song, Eliza walks up to the front of the stage, seemingly just looking around, wondering who will know her story. And she sees the audience. She puts her hand to her chest and lets out a little gasp mixed with a lot of emotions. And the lights fade out, the musical ends. It just holds a place in my heart because it symbolizes just that people know his story. She did something, and they all did something to get their stories known. Well, that's about it. Until next time, make sure to enjoy entertainment and remember to join it fairly. Bye bye! This has been a Just J review.